Here we go again. Unsurprisingly, the Minnesota police officer that had fatally shot Philando Castile after a traffic stop has been let go, free of charge. He's been acquitted on all his charges. He's a free man. Out. He's out. He killed him, fatally killed him, and he's out. If you don't know Philando Castile's story, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'll rehash it. Of course, I don't blame you. We've had hundreds. We have just too many. Even the big ones, we've had too many in the past year and a half. But Philando Castile was a 32-year-old school cafeteria worker. He was driving with his girlfriend and her 4-year-old daughter when they were pulled over by St. Anthony police officer Geronimo Yanez. And yes, he is the man that ended up shooting and killing Philando Castile. He is the man that is free today after literally committing murder, which is the saddest thing ever. Anyways, Officer Geronimo Yanez pulled Castile's car over in Falcon Heights, a suburb near Minneapolis and St. Paul, and the officer later said he thought Castile matched the description of a suspect in a robbery. The stop quickly escalated. Well, of course he matched a suspect in a robbery. He's black. All of us look alike. We are all has come from a robbery, a drug bust, something, and hours ago, days ago. We all look alike, so of course he matched someone. Anyways, Yanez fired into the car, saying later he thought Castile was going for his gun. A claim Castile's girlfriend sitting in the seat next to him disputed. She began streaming the aftermath of the shooting on Facebook Live, which is, I feel like, number one, it's super brave. But let me just clear a few things up here before I continue. First of all, he was not the suspect in the robbery, not at all, not even close. This was just Officer Yanez thinking. He just thought he wanted to pull him over, came in there, guns blazing, literally. He wasn't the suspect, not at all. Number two, when he says that he wanted to reach, when Officer Yanez says that I thought he was reaching for his gun. First of all, when the officer came over, and by the way, this is just testimony from the girlfriend who was sitting in the car the entire time in the passenger seat. Or the driver's seat, I'm not sure, we'll see in the video, but sitting in the car the entire time, and she witnessed the whole thing. As soon as the shooting was over, she recorded this video, which you guys can see now. Please, warning, it is gruesome. It is after the shooting, but you do see him there with a full bloody shirt, in agony and pain for a little bit. And honestly, I think after a minute or two, he's gone. He's gone. But check out the video. Warning.
Stay with me. We got pulled over for a busted tail light in the back, and the police he's covered. He ain't killed my boyfriend. He's licensed. He's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and his wallet out his pocket, and he let the officer know that he had a firearm and he was reaching for his wallet, and the officer just shot him in his arm. We're waiting for a back. I will, sir. No worries. I will. Fuck! He just shot his arm off. We got pulled over on Larpener.
I told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand out.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license. Oh my God! Please don't tell me he's dead. Please don't tell me my boyfriend just went like that.
Keep your hands where they are, please.
Yes, I will, sir. I'll keep my hands where they are. Please don't tell me this, Lord. Please, Jesus, don't tell me that he's gone. Please don't tell me that he's gone. Please, officer, don't tell me that you just did this to him. You shot 4 bullets into him, sir. He was just getting his license and registration, sir.
Get the female passenger out.
So just watching that video really gives me like the shakes. It's like really gruesome. First of all, this is after the shooting, right? After the shooting, and you see Officer Yanez pointing the gun and not moving. Obviously, after shooting 7 times, into the car, and he's bleeding all over. If you're afraid someone's gonna hurt you at that point, I don't think And I don't want to be putting blame or just belittling the difficulty of the job, but if you're scared of someone that has been shot 7 times, who's laying there losing his life literally, I don't think being a cop is for you. It's just the most gruesome thing ever. He's screaming, he's yelling. Obviously, you can tell he's scared. The wife, the girlfriend, I'm sorry, Diamond Reynolds, the girlfriend, she seems just super, super brave for recording that, for having the awareness to say, I know that if I don't have video of this evidence, or if I don't, if there's no actual evidence and it's just me saying what I saw, it might not happen. That's number one. But number two, the 4-year-old in the back seat. I heard no crying. I know there was a lot of sound going on, but I heard absolutely no crying. That must have been the scariest thing ever. And in the reports, they did say that a gunshot went through Philando's seat and went into the back. Luckily, the her daughter, the 4-year-old, was on Diamond's end of the car and not behind Philando, because if that were to happen, we would be having a different story. I'm just lucky that we didn't lose 2 lives, or she just didn't get hurt or shot by a bullet at such a young age. I mean, if you can look at the video, I cringe. I can't even watch the entire video. I have to look away. I have to close my eyes. But his girlfriend, I'm sorry, I forgot her name. Diamond, I think it is. Diamond Reynolds. Super, super brave to be that calm and collected and smart enough to start a video to record what's happening, because he's free now, but he was charged, which is one thing. If I have no doubt in my mind, if there were no video, if it was just hearsay, if she was just telling people what she went through, and they found a gun in the car, there is no way in hell ever he makes it into court. It's done that day. They find the gun in the car. It's done. He was scared for his life. It's over. He at least got charged, which I am super happy about. But about him getting charged, Yanez was charged in last November with 1 count of felony 2nd-degree manslaughter in Castile's death. He also faced 2 felony counts of intentional discharge of a dangerous weapon over allegedly endangering Castile's girlfriend, Diamond Reynolds, and her daughter. He pleaded not guilty on all counts, and like I just said earlier, he has been acquitted. He is a free man. Nothing. The jury. So this is after 5 days of deliberation. The jury found Officer Geronimo Yanez not guilty of all counts in the July 2016 shooting of Philando Castile in Falcon Heights, a suburb of St. Paul. When they talked to Philando Castile's mother, who in any stretch of who would be heartbroken, number one, because her son died at the young age of 32, which is absolutely insane, but number two, it's super sad because there's no justice. There isn't any justice. The clean slate. It's over, right? He's a free man. He can do whatever. Nothing. It's the saddest thing. When she was asked about the situation, how she's taking it in, she said, "The system continues to fail Black people, and it will continue to fail you all." Valeria Castillo, Philando's mother, told reporters after the verdict, "My son loved the city, and the city killed my son, and the murderer gets away. I'm mad as hell right now." Which you should be. I'm upset. I'm sad. It's horrible. It's incredibly sad. I can't imagine anything like this. He was very young. He didn't do anything wrong. He actually did everything right. He had the permit for the gun. He was stopped not because he was driving too fast or running red light. He was stopped because the police officer thought he was a suspect. He did absolutely nothing wrong. The man worked in a cafeteria at a school. Oh my goodness, right? Like, talk about trying to follow the rules, trying to do everything. First of all, the sad thing is, everyone talking about get your gun, you have the right. He has the permit, he had the gun. He told the police officer prior to reaching for anything. I'm not going to say he wasn't reaching for it. I don't know. I don't think he was, but I don't know, so I'm not going to say that. But no one here knows what he was reaching for. But what we do know is he had the permit, he was allowed to carry it, and he did, according to the girlfriend, he did tell the cop before. Mind you, I'm not one of them crazy people who think every cop in the world is horrible and should be a ban on cops and we should go out and, whatever. No. No. I believe 98% of all cops are great human beings, do their job phenomenally well. I am all for cops, getting the right training, getting as much time, everything. I'm all for the cops. What I am saying is we need to change the system. So when things like this happen, very sad and very just gruesome things that we actually have video evidence of, when things like this happen, we need the system to be working in a way that these men who kill people fearful of their lives, right? Because that's all they need to say. According to the law, all they need to be is fearful of their lives, and whatever happened is okay. Right, whatever. If you shot the man to death, if you choked him to death, if you shot him running the other way, it doesn't matter. If you're fearful of your life, you're a free man. If you're the cop and you do any of these killings, you're a free man, which is absolutely insane. Just utterly insane. You might ask, Q, what does this have anything to do with nursing? And it is a little bit of a stretch, but I did really want to touch upon this subject. And I do want to compare and contrast a bit of the police, the union, the bond, their togetherness that they have, and nursing in general. Obviously, two very extremely drastically different jobs, right? Police officers, you're out there fighting crime. Nurses, you get patients when they're in just bad situations and you're trying to get them back to health. But that's not the point. What I'm trying to say here is I don't see, which I would love to see, the outcry of police officers go after one of these bad cookies, because I honestly do believe that 98% of cops are good people, good human beings, and do their job well. Cops are insanely great people, and they deserve all the respect and all the honor that they get with their jobs, because it's a very, very difficult job. It's definitely not for everybody. But I don't understand why these very good human beings, why these awesome, just brave people aren't brave enough, or is wrong with the system that prevents any of them from standing out or joining a protest or being or going out on public and media saying out loud, this is absolutely wrong, it's terrible, it's the worst thing ever, it was murder, he should be convicted. I feel like every time this happens, and please in the comment section below leave some links, let me know if there is actually good cops going out there making noise and saying that this is wrong. Please let me know so I can see them, because I can put it up and apologize or whatever, so I can eat my words. And I'd love to, because I want to see it, but I just don't, right? So yeah, that compared to nurses, because I know in nursing, if you were to do anything illegal, bad, that at all, in any way, shape or form, were to harm a patient or to put a patient in a worse situation that they were, nurses are the first people, as kind of human beings they are, they're the first people who actually would report you. First of all, they would let you know that this is wrong, you can't do it again. They will do anything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen to the patient again, or the nurse who did the crime, if they gave a wrong med, or if they taking narcotics, whatever the situation is, nurses are for the patients, and that's the end of the day. And that's just it's just the honest truth. It's just how we are, it's just how we were taught, it's just how we our system is built, is to make sure that those who are doing wrong, illegally, horrible things, that do crimes, maybe even accidentally, we still the system is set up so that person justice is served, right? If you mess up, if you fuck up, if you give the wrong med, if you're stealing meds, if you're holding a patient into pain, whatever, justice is served in the nursing system. I would love to know why it isn't in the police system, or why all these good cops, which I know are out there, which I believe to the bottom of my heart are out there. Why isn't that? Why doesn't that seem to be the situation, or the norm in that culture? So thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and let me know. Like I asked, let me know. Oh, real quick shout out, if there's anyone in the state of Massachusetts or even in like New England area that is a police officer that would like to come on the Everyday Hero interview podcast show, please let me know. I'd love to get a cop on the show so we can hash this out from a real cop that's lived it, that is living it. I think that would be the best way to have that conversation, nursing versus the police officers culture. And I know it's not the same everywhere, obviously, but just I would like to have someone come in and talk to me face to face, or even if you're not in the area, we could do it through Google Hangouts. That's definitely a possibility. But with all that being said, please like, subscribe, comment. Yes, subscribe. I just hit 10,000 views, which is absolutely amazing, and I'd like to double that at a much faster pace. I'd love to get my subscriptions up. My subscribers up here on YouTube, so do that. And I just started putting up all of my interviews on SoundCloud, so follow me on SoundCloud. Check me on Instagram. That's where I probably would answer you the quickest. Follow me on Snapchat, and definitely keep in touch. Also on my Facebook page. Thank you.